Okay, in this little video I want to show you how to kind of rebuild a P-trap on a sink, right? So this is just an old utility sink, something you see in the laundry room or something, right? But you can buy these at Home Depot for like 50 bucks. Easy to install these, right? So it'll have the little thing that comes with it, the drain, right? And that's some old Teflon tape. We don't need that on there. But then you can buy a kit. So this is a P-trap kit I bought at Home Depot for, I don't even remember, $8, $9. It's not expensive. I got some Teflon tape. I got some pliers. Don't typically need a lot of pliers and something like this, but I got them just in case I need them. And I got several different gaskets of different shapes and sizes, and we'll talk about those as we're going along. So first thing we want to do is, you saw me take off the Teflon tape. We're going to put some more Teflon tape on there because I want to show you the process. Teflon tape is made of this type of plasticky stuff called Teflon. You've probably heard about it, but it works great for sealing small amounts of water cracking or in a crack or something like that when you're joining pipes, right? So it's not going to be effective otherwise. So I'm going to pull out a little bit right here. You don't need much. It's kind of difficult stuff to work with. You sure don't want to get too much of it because it's going to not work. It's not going to work very well. So I'm going to wrap it and I'm going to cover the threads. And I want to do it in a clockwise fashion because when I'm tightening this thing, it's going to twist with it. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but it is on there. It's the same color as the pipe, so it's probably hard to see, but I promise it's on there. So I'm going to put this piece on here, right? That's going to be what's going on there, but I need something in between it, like a little gasket. So a couple things I really need. This is a really short, what's called tailpiece. So it's going to go inside of this. Instructions are on your P-trap bag. If you are kind of lost, you can always refer back to that. And then it's going to have this little gasket right here that's got it's kind of like a little, it's flat on the top and it's got this little part that goes down in the middle. And it's going to sit right in here. It's like this. So this gasket is plastic. It's not rubber. It's not going to degrade over time. It should last for a long time. So then I'm just going to start twisting this together. There we go. That gets it. That's good. So next piece is going to be a little tail piece. This is an extendable tail piece. You can adjust it. You can actually bend it slightly. I like these a lot better personally. So this is going to come into here like this, and then my P-trap is going to come in here like this. So I need to find a couple of different ways to join that. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit more Teflon tape. Anywhere you're going to screw something together, you want to use some. If there's any on it already, you need to take it off because Teflon tape is really not going to be good for using more than once. So rip off a little piece here, put some around it, just like that. Ta-da! Then I put a little gasket up here. I'm not sure if you can see this little. It's clear, so hopefully you can see that. So this is going to come up in here like this. But I need it to join, but I don't want it to leak at the joint. So that's what the little gasket goes here for. This is called a tailpiece extension. Did that backwards, my bad. So the part that screws on has to go on underneath the, or above the little clear gasket that I just showed you. So now I'm ready to go. So the little bitty short piece I used up here, that's technically a tail piece, but it's a really short one, so I need a little bit longer one. Now, once I get this tightened, you can actually move it up and down, but I don't really need to do that. it's okay. It's going to be watertight once, because it's got that gasket in there. So once again, I got my P-trap here. We'll take off this old Teflon tape. And I got another joint here. Teflon tape real quick. Teflon tape is your friend. It is cheap, and it is something you definitely want to have when you're working with this stuff. So for the P-trap, I'm going to use this little green. It's like a rubber one. I'm not real sure why per se you would use that one, but it typically is the one used. I don't know if there's an advantage to it for the P-trap. So, but okay, this looks good. You can use a different, they make different ones. Just this is what came in the kit, so that's honestly the reason I'm using it. But they make plastic ones that'll work just fine. So push this up. I'm going to twist my P-trap around that way, and I'm going to tighten it. It's looking good. Got one more joint, and that's what's called the, this is the end piece, sometimes referred to as the tail piece as well. This one actually is cut, has this little taper cut on it, so it actually doesn't require a gasket. It doesn't have a lot of pressure on it because the water stays in the P-trap, and when you put water into it, right, that creates pressure that pushes it through this one. So this one doesn't really have pressure on it a lot. So because of that, you don't need a gasket. The word's eluding me. Oh, I need to wrap this Teflon tape. That would have been a mistake. Now this pipe right here, we just put on, will go into the pipe that comes out of your wall. That's what's called the roughing end, and it'll have a little thing where you can screw it in, and you'll put another little gasket on this end, and you'll screw it onto the one that comes out of the wall, and it should be watertight. So P-trap, got our exit from the sink. You got the tail piece, the extension tail piece, and the exit piece. Trap itself will be here. It's as easy as that.